good morning, and welcome everybody. This is Būnduke's Marketing Meetup. I appreciate everybody for joining me today. And what we're going to be going over today is the Facebook Pixel. Now, I already talked a little bit about running Facebook page likes campaign, running a traffic campaign to your Instagram and things of that nature. But today I kind of want to get into the nuts and bolts of what the Facebook Pixel is really used for, how to analyze it, and how to best leverage it to work with your audiences, as well as taking things to the next level when it comes to retargeting folks that are already engaged with you. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I created a brand new account on Facebook. And I'm going to pull that up real quick, and then I will start sharing my screen, and that's where we're going to start from. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody see my Google Chrome easily? I'm gonna have to blur that out later.
Yeah, we can see it. Oh yeah, you definitely should blur that out.
Now it should send me a text here shortly. There we go. All right, we're set. All right, this is about to be really cool because this is a brand new, fresh account. So we're about to literally do it from the ground up. So the first step, I always say, go to business.facebook.com. This is where you're going to be able to set up your business manager. At the top right, we're going to go ahead and create an account. Your business account name, I'm just going to call this Duke's Day Media. That's the name of my media company. My name is Būnduke. Business email, dukesdaymedia@gmail. Your first and last name must be separated. Unable to create an account. That's silly. Maybe I might have to try a different email address. All right, well, that's not working. So guess what? We're just gonna have to go back the old school way. I'm gonna switch my account back. Back to square one with the code. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to business.facebook.com. I'm gonna go to my ad account. Actually, I think if I go to a different ad account, it might let me create a new pixel. So I have to verify your business email to continue. Go to the business settings. Let's do that real quick. These are all steps that you guys end up having to take. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you already have your business manager set up? Put a 2 in the chat if you don't have your business manager set up. I want to get a feel for how many people actually reach this point or not. Okay, so most people do not have their business manager set up. Okay. So, well, we'll go over that tomorrow then. So from tomorrow, we'll go over the business manager setup from start. What I'll do is I'll actually have a brand new account that's going to actually allow me to make that happen. And we'll start from the ground up. But so today we're going to stick with creating the Facebook pixel. So the pixel is used for several reasons. The pixel primarily, you want to be able to use it, and it's a tracking code that you can inject into your website. It helps you track your Facebook page as well as your Instagram page, your excuse me, your WhatsApp, your Facebook Messenger, and things of that nature. Everything that's under the Facebook umbrella, that's what's going to give you the option to track and make that happen. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So what I'm going to do, this is part of my brand. My brand is called HHD Brand. So I'm going to jump into here, and we're going to go ahead and create the pixel. So you can, if you have your website already, if you have your domain name, you can put your domain name in here, and Facebook will try to automatically recognize how to set it up properly. So for example, my domain name is hhdbrand.com. I already have a pixel in there, so it might not, all right, cool. So are you ready to set up your pixel? Now that you've created a pixel, you need to implement some code on your website to make your pixel work. Type in a 1 in the chat if you have a website. Put a 2 in the chat if you do not have a website. So from this point on, what we're going to do is we're going to click Set Up Pixel Now. That's going to be the goal. That's what we want to do. And whenever you set up your pixel, it automatically generates the code for you, and you're able to just copy and paste that code depending on the type of website that you have. So here, manually add pixel to code. You can use any partner integration. So for example, if you're already using things like Squarespace, WordPress, Shopify, Wix, GoDaddy accounts, it makes it a little easier to get a quick start with those. So otherwise, you'll be able to add it manually. They have HTML code that you can copy and paste into your website. And it's honestly, it's really, really easy. And I'll show you guys how to do that inside a couple examples. So for example, here, it populates all of the major partners, everything from Bandzoogle to HubSpot, Shopify, Squarespace, WordPress. My website is built through Shopify, so I would click Shopify. And so then it gives me the option to connect my Shopify account to Facebook. Log into your Shopify account and follow the instructions. So you can see the instructions if you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and go to my Shopify store. This is my HHD brand Shopify. I'm going to log into the back end of it. So then I'm going to go over here to the bottom left in my settings. Under general. Sorry, you just type in pixel right here. Type in pixel in the setup, in the search bar right at the top. and it'll take you directly to where you need to be. Online store preferences. And you scroll down, this is where, you know, the metadata description and things of that nature will help you work with. So Google Analytics is another great tool to use. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but once you get here, this is where you would paste your Facebook pixel code. So your code is actually, I'm going to go back to Facebook now, and your code is actually pasted right here. So you just click it and it automatically copies to your clipboard. So earlier, all I hit was create and it automatically generated the code for me. So whenever you create your business manager and you go to your pixel setup and you hit create, the same exact process will happen for you. It'll be automatically created, and it's just a code that you take in here and then you paste it, and you'll be good to go. And what it does is it tracks specific events. So I want to explain what events are. So events are actions that people take. So for example, this is an e-commerce store. An action that people can take is landing on the page, and they can view the content. So that is a type of an action. Another action is when somebody clicks the add to cart button. That's another action. An additional action is when somebody actually initiates the checkout process. So for example, when somebody clicks continue to checkout, that's an action. And then when they add their payment info, that's another action, and so on and so forth. And then they purchase. So after you set up your pixel and you put it on your website, it will now track all of the activity on your website. And there's so many resources that you'll be able to learn from. You can always click here, learn more about the Facebook pixel. Shopify has a lot of details in there. A lot of other websites have a lot of details in there too. So, and if you go back over here, once you go back over here into Facebook, into your pixel, you have the option to open up your events manager. So over here on the right-hand side, you can open your pixel in the events manager. Now, I mentioned there's several different types of events: view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment info, purchase. Those are the 5 main ones when it comes down to selling digital products or physical products online. So I know that's something that a lot of people here definitely do. And even when it comes down to capturing leads, that's a different event. So I'm gonna go ahead and click open in Events Manager so we can go ahead and take a look at that. So currently this pixel has no recent activity. When you first use your pixel, you're not gonna see any type of activity in it. And usually you'll see a graph and different spikes over here. So I'm actually gonna go to my actual ad account and show you guys a real example of what that would look like when you're seeing the different events that are happening on your website. Y'all getting the real deal behind the scenes this time. So I'm gonna go back to my bars, enterprises. And from here, I'm able to open up the business tools on the left-hand side. And there's several different options. And we're gonna go for the events manager. Mine is listed at the top because I use it a lot as part of the shortcuts. But if yours isn't listed here, you'll just scroll down a little bit under manage business, and you'll see the events manager right here. And you can click on that and it'll take you directly to the events manager. Now you'll see a very similar page to what we just left. And now you see different spikes and different types of activity that has been occurring on the website. So over here on the left-hand side, I can also click Shopify. That failed to load for some reason. So currently, there's been this very important thing that I got to make you guys aware of, because Apple and Facebook are kind of at war right now. Apple released iOS 14, and what that did was it disabled a lot of the tracking that we're able to do when it comes down to utilizing the pixel. And when we think about the tracking that we really do, right? The benefit of that is being able to understand, okay, once somebody lands on your website, now we can retarget them with advertisements. We can have a select audience. Our Facebook allows us to break people down into a select audience. For example, website visitors. So once people are starting visiting your website, imagine that you're pretty much slapping a barcode on their back, or like a GPS locator on their back, and you know wherever they're going. And you can and imagine you just walking down the street and someone has a GPS tracker on you, and they can just place an ad because they know where you're at. They know you're about to reach the corner of 5th and 10th Avenue, and you're walking around, and boom, they drop a billboard right in front of you. Hey, check out my ad. And you're like, wow, I was just in that store earlier. So that's just a little funny example that I heard my boy Spectacular share the other day. So I wanted to share that with y'all because it kind of really put it into perspective. When you think about that Facebook pixel and people coming onto your website, it's like somebody coming into your store, and everybody that comes into your store, you're placing that GPS tracker on them, and you can follow them around, and you can place ads strategically to where your audience will actually be. Corey, I'm going to try to make you the host real quick because I know a lot more people are starting to funnel in, and I keep having to go back and forth between doing that. So I'm going to make host. Perfect. Thank you very much, baby.
No problem.
All right, so for some reason, this is saying 0 websites, and that is not true. I'm gonna try to refresh this page real quick. There might be some issues occurring, but I wanna show you guys the additional web events that can be configured. So here, sorry, I didn't even tell you guys where to go. So this is the main view. Down here, there's a new tool. Like I mentioned, with iOS 14, they've been blocking the tracking abilities. So with them blocking the tracking ability, what Facebook did was they went ahead and created a new tool called aggregated event measurement. And so through this process, you have to verify your domain and take a couple extra steps. But once you have that part set up, and we'll talk about that at a later time, once you have your domain verified, and it's different depending on whatever hosting platform that you use for your website domain. I use Shopify, so if you have Shopify, I'll be able to kind of walk you through that as well. So aggregated event measurement over here, we're able to configure web events. Remember, I talked about the 5 main events that I take advantage of when people view content: add to cart, initiate checkout, add payment info, and purchase. And those are the main 5. So you'll see here, assigned events, I have a total of 5, and you see the domain name for my Shopify store. So once I hit this drop-down menu here, you'll see all of the main ones that are I'm taking advantage of. So I'm gonna click manage events, and I'm gonna hit edit. I'm not gonna change anything, but I just wanna show you guys how this actually looks. So as you see on the left-hand side, you can have multiple pixels going on at the same time. So it gives you a drop-down option to choose either your main pixel or custom conversions. Custom conversions it's a whole nother topic, a whole nother wormhole to kind of talk about. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much information right now. So we're just going to focus on our main pixel. We'll have another video that talks about custom conversions in the future. So of course, from top to bottom, it's from highest priority to lowest priority, right? So anybody who is running an e-commerce store, right? Your highest priority when someone visits your store is generally going to be a purchase. For me, it's a purchase, depending on what your business is, it could, or depending on what your website is. If it's a landing page, your highest priority could be to get a lead, to get someone to complete that contact form, right? But for me, when people visit my store, my highest priority is purchase. And I use it, I kind of laid it out chronologically. So if you look at it from the bottom to the top, it's kind of in order of the events are in order according to how I was breaking it down earlier, right? So let's start at the bottom. You see lowest priority, view content. So that's just somebody landing on my page and then just seeing my product. The second highest priority is, the next priority is add to cart. You know, I want people to add my items to their cart. Initiate checkout is the next priority. And then add payment info is the next step. And then purchase. I keep purchase at the top because that is what I am most concerned about. And you can have up to 8 events here. I only have 5 right now because these are the only 5 events that I'm focused on when it comes to my store. But you can also add more with this button over here on the right-hand side. So sometimes when you first get started, this is how it's gonna look. You're not gonna have any events there when you first jump into it. So then you have to click add event, and then you choose your pixel, you choose a specific event, and you'll be able to see the different events that are going on. For some reason, I'm gonna have to troubleshoot this because my pixel is not receiving data. So over the past 28 days, it says I have no payment info, no add to carts, but I have had purchases in my store. So in that regard, Facebook is always changing. Things are changing. Just like I mentioned with Apple iOS 14, those are some changes. So we're always having to consistently adapt and stay on top of these things. So like I learn something new damn near every week when it comes to the Facebook ads and everything. So I just want people to make sure and understand that things are unpredictable. That's just the type of world that we live in. So always be prepared for change. Always be prepared to pivot and change your marketing strategies. But yeah, so over here, you could either type it in. Whenever you connect your pixel to a Shopify account, the benefit with that is it automatically generates some of these events for you. Otherwise, if you have like a custom built website, you would have to generate these events on your own where you test it out and you go to your website and then it communicates back to Facebook and you're like, hey, that was a view content. That was a add to cart, and you have to do it manually. But the great thing with having e-commerce brands and e-commerce platforms online is it automatically breaks those down for you. So I didn't have to manually create this purchase event, so to say. So then you'll be able to add event, same exact process, you know, and I'm gonna say initiate checkout. I'm kind of working backwards here, as you can see. The step before someone initiates checkout, of course, they add their payment info. Oh, I gotta select the pixel first. Don't forget to do that first. So add payment info, add event. I'm just gonna add a couple more. This is gonna be add to cart. This is going to be view content. And then afterwards, you would just hit submit. I'm not gonna hit submit because it's gonna refresh everything that I had. So I'm just gonna hit cancel because I already had that provided and built out. In addition to this, you know, when I do these webinars, I kind of give very general and broad information so that everybody can get a little bit of an understanding of what's going on, because what it takes is being inside this every single day, that consistency, just like Dave was talking about in the morning meetup. It always takes that consistency to familiarize yourself with all of these different tools, from the ads manager to the business manager to the events manager. So those are the 3 main tools that you really want to focus on when you start learning and getting into doing Facebook marketing and Instagram ads marketing the right way. You know what I'm saying? Doing it the right way. You want to make sure that you're understanding this. So even when you move on to hire somebody to do it for you, you know that they're doing the right job. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't come to me, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't decide that you want to pay me to do it, at least now you'll be armed with the information that when you move forward and you start working with someone else, or if you start doing it yourself, you'll be able to have the right type of knowledge and understand exactly what you're doing. So that's honestly my main goal when it comes down to utilizing these events, right? Now I'm about to take it a step further. That's pretty much how you set up your pixel and you set up the conversion events and you get around the Apple iOS 14 track blocking that they now have. So I'm going to take this a step further. Now we're going to reset and we're going to go back to our ads manager, and we are going to see exactly what the benefit of using these events, how that can work for you, how you can, what's called optimizing for events. That is called optimizing also for conversions. Each one of those events are also considered a conversion, you know, depending on what your goal. Let's talk about what a conversion really is too real quick. So a conversion is pretty much what you deem as success for your goal, right? Whatever your goal is, if you reach that goal, that you succeed, that's a conversion. So for example, right, in the morning meetup, I talked about my webinar that I'm hosting right now as we speak. I sent out my link so that people can fill it out and then join. So when someone completes that link, they put in their name, their email, and their phone number. That is a conversion for me. You know, that is what I personally consider a conversion in that example, right? When I'm running ads for my store, for my clothing brand, what I consider a conversion is a purchase. That is my ultimate goal. So that is why I'm going to talk about what a purchase conversion is, which is based off of the purchase event that we just talked about. And if you guys have any questions, I know some of this stuff might go over your head because it's a lot that goes on and goes into this. But, you know, if you guys just keep rocking with me every day, Monday through Friday, I swear within a month or two, you'll really get the hang of this and you'll definitely be able to understand. So if you have any questions at any moment, feel free to hit that raise hand button. Feel free to drop your question in the chat as well. I definitely want to make sure that I'm not leaving people behind, and that, you know, you're kind of understanding exactly what's going on. And then we can dive a little bit deeper into specific topics that help you out a little bit more. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and step into the ads manager now. So the way I'm going to get to the ads manager is on the left-hand side. I'm going to click on this hamburger menu. It's going to open up my business tools again. So my ads manager is right here at the top because I use it so much. It's right there in the shortcuts. If yours isn't there, you just scroll down a little bit. Oh, under advertise, and you'll see ads manager. And in 5 minutes, we're going to take a little break. You know, we're going to discuss, you know, the things that I just went over, you know, and you guys can kind of ask me a couple questions about what you think about it, and, or, you know, if you have things that you want me to clarify, go into a little bit more, I'll do like, we'll stop and do a Q&A. So for the people who have been here for this past week, you guys have seen me create campaigns. I shut off a few of the campaigns that I had running. So we're going to launch a new campaign right now, and we're going to launch a purchase conversion campaign. This is a new type of campaign. First, we talked about engagement campaigns. We talked about traffic campaigns. Now we're moving on to a conversion campaign. Now, the reason I did them in that order was also strategic, because when you first start running ads, right, you don't want to just hit people with, hey, purchase, 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 because then you kind of come across like those people in the middle of the mall. You ever just be walking through the mall and somebody's like, yo, come on, buy this. And you're like, come on. First, you want to engage with people. You want to give them content. You want to give them something useful, something of value. You want to give value to the people. So that's what the point of running an engagement campaign is. And it targets people who are most likely to engage with you, right? But, and the second step there is you run a traffic campaign. And that's how you get people over to your website. A lot of people, once they engage with you, they kind of get warmed up a little bit. So when you drop an ad that tries to get them over to your website, a traffic campaign to drive up your website traffic, that's where you want to kind of just use that second step, and then that kind of warms them up a little bit. Now they get to your website, they're starting to get familiarized themselves with everything. And then after that, the third step, now we want to focus on a conversion. Like, how are we going to now convert this audience who we've already engaged? Now we got them over to our website. Now, what is it going to take for them to view our content, add to cart, initiate checkout, add their payment info, and then ultimately purchase? So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we got about 3 more minutes. So I'll speed through this. I'm not going to speed through this. I'm just going to talk about the campaign level, because we've talked about the ad set level and the ad level enough already. You guys will be able to look at the prior videos on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see the different masterclasses that I taught around that. So here in Create, when we talk about a conversion campaign, right, is going to be right over here, conversion campaign, under the conversion category, right? There's different things. There's conversions, there's catalog sales, and there's store traffic, right? So with conversions, simple. Show your ads to people most likely to take valuable actions like making a purchase, adding payment info on your website, app, or in Messenger. Catalog sales. Use your target audience to show people ads with items from your catalog. With catalog sales, right? Since I'm using Shopify can integrate its catalog right here into Facebook. That's how people set up their Facebook shop as well as their Instagram shop. So if you have that set up, that means you're currently using the catalog manager. If not, that's going to be something that we'll talk about in the future, and you'll be able to get the hang of that and understand. And now thirdly is the store traffic. Store traffic is for your actual physical store. So you show your ad to people most likely to visit your physical stores when they're near them. I have not had any experience with that because I don't currently own a store yet. But once I do start up my physical store, or I partner with someone who has a physical store, then we'll be able to give you more details on that. But for now, what we're focusing on is the conversions, because we want those valuable actions that our customers are going to eventually take. So you're going to click that, and we're going to continue. I'm going to zoom back out now. And as soon as you click continue, it automatically names your 3 levels to new campaign, new ad set, and new ad. And normally when I'm naming my campaign, I name my campaign based off my objective and what my ultimate goal is. So this is going to be called a purchase conversion campaign. That's what I'm going to choose to call it. That's going to be my naming convention. All right, it's going to be time to take a break. So I'm just going to kind of skip through a couple of these steps. So campaign budget optimization, you guys can visit my older videos. I talk about that. That pretty much optimizes where your money goes depending on the different placements and different ads that you're running. Facebook will push your money towards what's working the best. So I'm just going to go ahead and click next so I can show you guys how this conversion actually works. So ad set name, we're not going to name that for now. Conversion event, we are going to select the location. it's going to be our website. That is where we want the conversion at. And if you look down a little bit, conversion event down here is where we actually select our conversion that we want. The conversion I want is a purchase conversion. So I don't want an HHD brand page view. I want a purchase conversion. So I'm going to close that out and I'm going to type in purchase. And if it's your first time running a purchase conversion campaign, you might get a little message here. It says your ad may not be optimized for conversions because we haven't received any activity from your pixel in more than 7 days. To optimize for conversions, you can either view the pixel, email pixel code, etc. So we'll get into that at a later time on different a little bit tomorrow. I'll actually pick up right from here tomorrow, and we'll pick up right from the conversion event and what this really means, the view pixel code, email pixel code, because if you have an email list, you can leverage that, because everybody who has their emails, they generally use it for their Instagrams and their Facebook as well. So those are ways where we can specifically target people who have already purchased from us if we have their emails, and we can leverage that as targeting for people who we can retarget those people, put ads in front of people who already purchased from us. So hopefully they purchase any of our new products, or we can create a lookalike audience that is based off of that subgroup of people who have never heard of us, and we get those demographics, and then we put our ads in front of those people those are the people who are actually likely to buy from us. So I'm just gonna pause right here because we probably have about 5 to 10 more minutes left in here. So I would just want to kind of open up the floor for anybody that has any questions. Feel free to chime in, or if you don't want to speak, drop your question in the chat and I'll dive into it a little bit deeper and show you guys exactly what the sauce is. And I'm gonna stop right.
We saw that Denitra had her hand up, so I think we should start with her. She had a question earlier.
Perfect, thank you.
Hey, it was just, you actually answered it. So I kind of was confused on some of the things. So it actually, from Monday, it basically built every day you added an extra piece. So I haven't finished all the videos. So I'll go back to Monday so that I could get the stack.
Right. So the unfortunate part on Monday, that was actually my first time running this webinar and I did not hit the record button, but I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to just jump back in by myself and I'll explain how to run a Facebook page likes campaign, because that's what that was. It was a Facebook page likes campaign where we were just targeting different interest and trying to get people into our funnel, get people into our engagement group and things like that. So thank you for that question. I'll make sure to drop that video for you.
And I appreciate it, both of you.
Absolutely.
Does anyone else have any questions? All right, so I have a question, not for Būnduke. I think Būnduke should run and go get something to drink because I know you didn't have your tea. Do you have your tea?
I know, right?
Oh, perfect. All right, so while he does that, I have a question for you guys. I was taking some notes. Is there anyone that can tell us, since there's a lot going on, I want to just point out some key, what happened? Okay, reinforce some key points in the lesson by asking you guys, can somebody tell me 5 of the events that are key for tracking when you have like a retail store? Some of the key 5 events that Būnduke mentioned. No? Anybody?
Drop it in the chat.
You could drop it in the chat, don't be shy. Or if you have one that you remember, or do you remember what an event is? Does anybody remember what an event is? All right, an event is the actions that people can take when entering your site. And the 5 main events.
I got one.
You got an event? All right.
Yeah.
So
I think one is purchase, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite critical. So I got that much from it. Sorry, I'm a little distracted, obviously.
No, you're doing great.
Thanks.
All right. Yes, purchase was one of them. Did that jog anybody else's memory? give anybody some, encouragement to try to answer? Give us one more.
Daniel in the chat said views, which is definitely a
Yes.
conversion event.
Views and purchases, yes.
Specifically is called view content.
View content. All right. And some of the 5, going once, going twice before I list it out.
How about
is it add to cart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. View content, add to cart, purchase. Well, I heard somebody else try to speak up too. Well, y'all got this. We all geniuses over here.
I know, right?
Just say anything. You can say anything, even if it's wrong. Nope.
Someone said view content. Someone said
initiate
add to
cart?
cart.
Yeah.
There you go.
Initiate
Cart.
checkout. Yes, initiate checkout. Yeah. All right. See, y'all just shy. Because I'm pretty sure that's like 4 of the 5.
Yeah, that was 4 out of 5. There's one more.
There's
one more. Let's see if somebody can remember what the one is. So far, I just typed in view content. We got add to cart. We got initiate checkout, and someone also said purchase. But there's one thing that comes in between purchase and initiate checkout. If you think about what.
It's like the most important part.
I think I remember that now. It's something about payment information.
Yes.
Sir.
Y'all got it. Y'all listening.
Because let me actually break that down, because why are these important? Each one of these 5 is like a different bucket. Someone can go on your page, view the content and be like, okay, that's cool, and dip. Someone can get to your page, view the content, add to cart, be looking around different products, and then leave. So they only get to that second level. Someone can add to cart, initiate the checkout and be like, look at the price and be like, oh, let me go check my account. And then they never come back to it. So, and then they might add their payment info. And then right before they click, they have that buyer hesitation before they click purchase, and then they don't purchase. And at the same time, then the final step is purchase, which is definitely what we want. Now, for each one of these 5 steps, the amazing part about it is you can target people specifically, whoever lands in each one of these steps. So for example, let's say you visit my site, right? You're like, wow, I saw this Thank God shirt. It was really dope. And you added it to your cart, but then you didn't do anything with it. So now I can run an ad to my add to cart audience and put in, and what I would do is I'll be like, hey guys, here's a 10% off coupon, use the code Thank God. And in the ad, I can even make it extremely specific. I can be like, hey man, I saw you added something to your cart. I know you want to get it, but let me give you an extra push. How about you use this 10% off coupon code and it's Thank God and make that purchase happen. Come on. And then imagine that being a specific ad that pops up on you. You're able to now make things a little bit more personalized for your audience. And when you can make things more personalized for your audience, that is what ultimately helps you win. That's what ultimately helps you win. Making everything personalized, really being able to touch your target demographic, really being able to speak the language of your customers and not just getting caught up on the business side of things. So that's where your creativity can come in really handy and really be able to change your business. And these are things that you can sit down and you can make different ads for. It doesn't have to be a video ad. It can be a still image where it says, hey, time is running out for the items in your cart. I know you guys gotten those emails and gotten those ads as well. And it really changes the way that you run your business, the way that you're able to really get some purchases. I guess for everybody in here, I want you to drop in the chat, like what types of products or services do you provide, if any? You know what I'm saying? I think somebody has their hand up. Family Wealth?
I do. So thanks for sharing some of this information. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, brother.
So that I missed it the past few that you've had it going on. My question is, how do you set up, like, do you use like ClickBank and like digital products like that and setting up campaigns for them? How is that any different using Facebook?
You said, do you set up, you said ClickBait?
ClickBank, the ClickBank. You know about that?
ClickBank. I am not familiar with ClickBank. Please educate me.
So ClickBank has like digital products. So right now, I think you have like physical products that you're selling, right?
Right.
So Click already has digital products that other people have created that you can leverage and just share to the masses and be able to make money off of that.
Oh, okay. Got you. So it's pretty much a platform where I can just sell stuff like ebooks.
Right. Or even, let's say, right, courses, workout plans, all kinds of like running, medication, health.
Okay, I'm actually going to pull that up so everybody can see. This is ClickBank right here.
Right.
So
if you go to, let me see, I don't think you'll be able to, trying to see. So if you go to like sell, maybe you go to sell, because I have to have an account to get in here. It doesn't show any of this anymore. But from here, you can literally pick up products that someone has already created instead of you creating your own product yourself, and then create like a campaign behind it and sell it out. So my question is, you mentioned a few things with campaigns though. You said the first one was what, a light campaign, a warm-up campaign?
Yeah, so what I was mentioning pretty much was what I was alluding to, because on when I started this on Monday, the first thing I did was show people how to run a Facebook page likes campaign. So whenever you first create your Facebook page, you want to build up your likes, you want to build up your audience that follows you. So that's why I was saying that's one of the most important things at first, right? And then secondly, you definitely want to run engagement campaigns. And with those engagement campaigns, you're consistently giving your people value. And with you can run videos, you can run you can run pictures, whatever is, helping out your target demographic, giving them, like you do family wealth, for example. You can talk about family banking. You can talk about building credit, business credit. I'm not sure all the things that you might talk about, because when it comes to wealth, it's a wide range, but whatever is specific to your people, that's what you would do with those engagement campaigns, because that allows more people to now become part of your funnel. When I say that, people watch your videos and then you're able to break down your audience using the audience tool. You can find out who watched most of my video, like who watched 25% of my video, who watched 95% of my video. And then you can target those people. You're like, wow, this person watched my whole video. They will more than likely want to purchase this product that gives them more information onto what I was talking about. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. So you say you're going to recreate that video and send it back out?
Yep. I'm going to send it out I'm going to recreate the video for showing people how to run the Facebook page likes campaign. And I'll send it out to you guys. And then from there, we'll move forward from there.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
No doubt. If anybody else has a question, please quickly feel free to drop it in the chat. I got about 5 more minutes and then I got to jet to lunch. So just let me know. Or if you have any things that you would like to see me teach in the future, I'm more than happy to take that into consideration and work it into the lesson plan for the future. We can think about. So if you have any lingering questions that maybe something that I didn't address, so I'm more than happy to have a conversation about that. Otherwise, we're going to shut it down. All right, all right. Well, in that case, I really appreciate everybody for coming here and rocking out with me today. We're going to be right back in it tomorrow morning, 9:04 a.m. You guys will, it's going to be the same link. I will resend out the link as well in the morning so you guys can have it nice and fresh. So also tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because this is, it's not going to be free forever. You know, I'm going to be launching a course that really takes you from beginning to end when it comes to setting up your Facebook page properly, to being able to run your ads properly that are going to target your niche audience. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do interest testing, things like that. I'm going to dive really deep. You know, right now what I do is kind of just warm people up, get them ready, get your mind ready, and so you can take a step forward and actually start learning something, and then be able to go off on your own without having to just be super confused and feel like you're lost or anything. So definitely tell your friends, your business colleagues, allow them to come get this knowledge, this free knowledge, because I don't know too many people who are actually just doing this and just giving it away like that. So it's and on an interactive basis. So definitely take that into consideration, and you might bless somebody with, hey, check out this guy Būnduke. He's gonna give you that sauce.
With that being said, though, I do want to ask you guys, how are you guys feeling with the information that you're gaining? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling like you're gradually starting to get it more? For those that have been in here since Monday, you know, how are you guys feeling?
Just between yesterday and today, it's starting to make sense. And now I know why my ads weren't working.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Wow. Okay, let me ask you, why weren't your ads working then?
It was, all I did was do the slider for the age in my demographic in a couple of towns that, like the big towns in the big cities. Like I picked New Orleans, of course, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, and maybe New York. And I did it from like 18 to 45 or something, but I didn't target. I didn't, you know, it was no targeting and no follow-up or anything like that. So this helps.
Okay, got it. That's great. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're able to get those gears turning. Mandela has their hand up.
Yeah. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I was just chiming in for the first time today, and from my perspective, I feel like you did give ample amount of information. I kind of was a little late too. So, do you have a website? And how do I link with you and find out get the rest of the video or get into it for tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to post the link down here. Let me grab the link real quick.
And how do you pronounce your name again?
Būnduke.
Būnduke.
Yes, sir. Right. Perfect. So this here is the link to get all of the information for the videos that I release, and you'll be able to I'll be able to send you the Facebook page likes campaign setup, the engagement campaign setup, as well as the traffic campaign setup. So those are 3 very important types of campaigns to learn how to start running. And then furthermore, from there, if you're looking into setting up a consultation with me, you can go to my main media website, which is dukesdaymedia.com. I just posted that down there at the bottom as well. So you'll be able to jump in, rock out with your boy, and we'll make it happen, man. We'll make it happen.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for that. I'll stay in link.
No problem at all. No problem. Thank you for coming. Anybody else have any questions or comments or any specific references you might need?
Hey, Duke, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Hey, is your course from ground up? This is my first day, and I'm actually trying to get something new, trying to segue into a different type of business. But my main question is what you're teaching from the ground up, from, I'm gonna say, building a Facebook page for ads to sell products?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So to give you an idea, let me pull up my lesson plan real quick. So I'm actually going to share my lesson plan with you guys real quick, so you guys can see exactly what it's going to entail. So as you see with this Trello board, I'm going to have my course outline, what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about how it works. I'm going to talk about how you'll be able to create a result, and I'm going to tell you how you can sell. It's going to start from the top, creating a Facebook page with an intro. Why are Facebook page? What are Facebook pages? Why is it important? Creating it, managing it, branding tips is going to go into setting up your Facebook business manager and connecting your Facebook page to it. And then it's going to move on to setting up your Facebook ads manager and why it's important, how you can create it and make sure everything is set. And then it's going to go into setting up your Facebook pixel, why that's important, creating it, installing it on your website, and also how to find your Facebook pixel analytics and data. And then from there, we're going to go into creating an audience, how you can use the audience tool and what exactly it's used for, creating video views audience, using the audience insights tool, as well as the Facebook pixel audience insights. And then from there, we're going to go into creating a campaign, setting your goals prior to creating the campaign inside Facebook, because you have to understand what you got going on, and then how to create the campaign, how to create an ad set, how to create an ad. And that'll be duplicated. Creating a campaign will be duplicated for one, page likes campaigns, engagement campaigns, traffic campaigns, conversion campaigns, and more. And then from there, I'm also going to show you how to create a landing page. So for example, this is my landing page. I'm going to talk about how to create something like that where you can go in and capture leads. Or if you have a certain product you want to sell, I can show you how you can set up a landing page for a specific product so you can get people purchasing that, right? And then I'm going to talk about all of the Facebook expert consultations that I've had. Like I've had probably about 20 to 30 calls with people who work for Facebook, and who are actual professionals in the marketing field. So we're going to talk about optimizing for conversions, how to get page likes, how to really get page likes for the lowest cost, your Facebook pixel custom conversions, where you can actually have your website and you can be like, okay, if someone goes here, this is what I want to happen. Best practices for audiences, as well as utilizing the events manager in the best way possible. So it's really going to talk about a lot. And I'm also still building up on top of that, like testing out interest, demographics, and locations, finding your fans. I'm going to have one Facebook ads for artists, then another one for small businesses. And we're just going to take it forward from there, how to use the events manager, how to analyze your results. Like I'm building this out, and it's going to be extremely extensive and very, very helpful from the ground up.
Cool.
Yes, sir. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, yeah.
Mandela, put your hand back up. Got one more question? Yes, sir. Got to do it from the ground up. I mean, yes, ma'am. Got to do it from the ground up. That's how I started. That's how I expect everybody else to start as well. So, but anyways, thank you guys very much. I got to hurry up, go get dressed. I got lunch with a millionaire today, and I'm excited about it. So he actually owns a marketing company and a photography company. He's going crazy. So I got to go get some more knowledge, and I'm going to come back and share some more knowledge with y'all. So catch me here tomorrow morning, 9:04 a.m. We're going to make this happen, and we're going to continue building step by step, brick by brick, and everybody's going to be able to really really learn from this. Like, this gets me excited, yo. This gets me excited. We got people that are in here consistently, so I'm really happy. Oh, one more thing, I would love if you guys could do me like a little video testimonial. Be like, hey, I was in Būnduke's marketing meetup, and that joint was dope. I learned how to set up a page likes campaign. Whatever was dope for you, or even if you're just like, hey, that boy Būnduke, he's a cool dude. You know, he keeps it real. He's genuine, and he's gonna get you right. If y'all can do that for me, oh my God, that would be so amazing. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 10 seconds. It can be 10 seconds long. It doesn't have to be long at all. It could be as long as your story. Post it on your story and tag me, then download it and DM it to me. I would love that. I would love that. Thank you so much. Last thing. I also accept donations. Your boy accepts donations. Shout out to the Divine CEO. She gave me a donation the other day. My Cash App is $Būnduke. My PayPal is dukesdaymedia@gmail.com. So, you know, whatever you want to support, $1, $2, $10, $1,000. If you balling like that, I'm just kidding. But we all building from the ground up. So, you know what I'm saying? There's certain costs that it takes for me to have to keep things up and running. I got to pay for the Zoom. I got to pay for my internet. I got to pay for my laptop upgrades. So thank you for the attention. You know, if you can't donate, you don't got the money for that. Shoot, you can do something for free, like give me a testimonial. So thank you so much. We out of here. Peace out, everybody. Take care.